Welcome, adventurer, or foolish traveler, or individual that was clicking around for a sourdough recipe and happened to stumble across this video. You are stuck now. You are in a choose-your-own-adventure D&D style. If you remember those 80s and 90s books where you would flip over to page 47 to see where your choice landed you, which I know many of you are familiar with because I've seen the statistics and you're old like me, this is what we are going to be doing today, seeing whether or not you have great success or you're going to end up like you did in the 4th grade, sinking in a pile of quicksand somewhere, which was never quite as terrifying as we thought it might be. Regardless, today we are going to be choosing your own adventure, but with YouTube chapters. How is this magical nonsense going to work? Well, I will read you a scene, and then I will offer you some choices, and you can pause the video and then jump to the timestamp or the chapter to continue the adventure that you chose. Be a hero, be an anti-hero. You get to decide who to trust, what you're going to do, and see what decisions you make come back to haunt you. This, again, is just meant to be a 5-minute adventure. So whether or not you're on a bathroom break or a lunch break, or you're just avoiding emails from Steve in accounting, hopefully this will be great for you. All right, let's get started after the intro.
Welcome to Dungeon Brew.
Long ago, the Ember crown was rumored to hold the fire of the first dragon. It granted kings the strength to rule and the madness to burn it all down. Now it calls again from the ashen spire. You are a seeker, one of the few with the bloodline to claim it. But you're not alone. There's others that seek it too, and you could use a companion, for cannon fodder if nothing else. At the edge of the ashen wastes, 3 stand waiting, but only one can be your companion. Do you choose Lady Veyra, a sorceress wrapped in shadows and grief? She locks eyes with you. We need each other more than you know. Or Sir Garren. He's a knight who lost his king, and maybe his mind. You need steel, not spells. Or Lazlo, a bard with a silver tongue and a suspiciously clean shirt. If we get eaten, I get your boots. Click the chapters to choose your path. You have 10 seconds before the world burns. Choose fast, choose foolishly, but choose. You have chosen Veyra, the sorceress of the shadows, and as you walk through the ruined, cursed lands, she says to you, "The Ember crown calls to us all, but it takes. I can still hear the last king screaming in its fires." Seeming somewhat fearful, she offers you a soul mark, which she says is a rune of protection. However, she also says, "Once it is bound, I will know your thoughts, so don't get weird." Do you choose to accept her soul mark, or do you refuse and spy on her? Go ahead and pause the video and make your choice. You have chosen Garren, the Knight of Ash and Iron, and he will lead you through Ember Fall, a scorched battlefield, commenting on the destruction as you pass through. Glory was once found here. Now it's cinders and ghosts. He will reach to his belt and pull free a blade, telling you, "This is the Ash Blade. You can feed it your soul or someone else's, and it will burn true." What do? Do you accept the Ash Blade as a weapon of your own, or do you ask him what he's hiding? Go ahead and pause the video, make your choice, and click on the next chapter. You have chosen Lazlo, the drunken bard, and unlike Veyra and Garren, he has decided to traverse under the mountain through a secret smuggler's tunnel. As you travel along, he says to you, "They think in straight lines, but we think in, other ways." He then begins to sing of the crown's madness and admits, "I wore it once for 5 seconds. I woke up 2 weeks later in a goat pen." Do you choose to continue to follow Lazlo underneath the mountain, or do you turn away and find your own path? You have chosen to accept Veyra's soul mark. The two of you make it to the Ember crown, and because you have the soul mark, you are able to approach and retrieve it for the both of you. In addition, you are able to destroy the rest that are seeking the crown because your power combined is too much for anyone to overwhelm. On the other hand, you are kind of in service to Veyra, but you do have the crown. This is the end of your adventure. You chose to reject Veyra's soul mark and instead spied on her, which allowed you to learn her true name. As the two of you ventured towards the crown, she betrayed you and tried to silence you forever, but you knowing her true name gave you the power to counterspell her magic and ultimately defeat her. As you got to the crown, you realized that Garren and Lazlo never made it, so the crown is yours. You couldn't ask for a sweeter victory. This is the end of your story. You have chosen to take the Ashblade, and in doing so, Garren has forfeited his life. He falls dead at your feet, and you continue onward towards the crown. Upon reaching that destined place, you see that Lazlo hasn't made it, but you have Veyra to contend with. With sword in hand, you are now given another choice. Do you put your own soul into the sword, destroying the crown and saving the world? Or do you take Veyra's soul into the sword and then also take the crown, rule as a god, but also take on madness? Let me know down in the comments below. And this is the end of your story. You have chosen to reject the Ashblade and instead question Garren. As a result, he questions your honor and whether or not you're even worthy to be pursuing the crown. A battle ensues and the two of you fight to the death, but you are no match for the old knight. As he cuts you down on this ancient battlefield, the last thing you hear is your soul screaming as his sword consumes it. This is the end of your story. You have chosen to trust in Lazlo, and that was a mistake because it is a plan that has gone awry. Lazlo gets you lost in these tunnels underneath the mountain for days on end. You eventually run out of food, you run out of water, and you die. And in your last moments, if it couldn't be worse, the only thing you remember is his singing voice. This is the end of your story. You have chosen to go your own way, and while you feel confident that that was the right choice in abandoning Lazlo before he got too deep into the tunnels, when you do finally find the crown, you recognize that the other two have allied together. Veyra and Garren team up against you, they defeat you, and you die. Badly. I'll let you use your own imagination, but this is the end of your story. And that is it. That is your choose own adventure game that I just kind of wanted to explore. I had a little bout of creativity. I wanted to see how this worked on YouTube, so please let me know. Make sure you hit that subscribe and like button, and if you have not yet, please go subscribe to our Patreon, even as a free Patreon, and get some of our free Game Master resources that we have for Game Masters like you. Talk to y'all next time.
Dungeon Brew.